Well, hello, community group Shepherd leaders. This is a special edition video update here in the middle of the month of March. And the reason that I'm sending you this special video update this week is that because after many months and even years of waiting, as of last week over spring break, we officially passed all of our building inspections and received our certificate of occupancy and are ready to move in to the new building. We'll be announcing this coming Sunday, March 26th, that on April 9th, we will have our grand opening of the new building, and that will be the first Sunday in which all of our community groups will be meeting back on the main campus. I know that's really exciting news for you to hear. It was exciting for us when we all got back from Generations Camp to get that update. But it does mean that we've got a lot of work to do between now and then to get ready to move into the new building, which is only 2.5 weeks away. If you think about it, you only have 2 more Sundays before April 9th, which is the morning that we'll be back into the new building. So the purpose of this video update is to get you ready logistically, make sure that you're ready and kind of know what's going to be going on the course of the next couple of weeks to get ready to move into the new building. Attached to this same email, there is a second video update that I also need you to watch. The purpose of this first video update is to get you ready for the move, all right? Logistically, the purpose of the second video update is to get you ready for some of the strategies that we're going to be engaging in over the course of the next 2 weeks leading up to the April 9th move-in date to pursue members of our church who are disconnected from community. So listen, I know I typically try to keep these videos to 3 minutes. I'm not going to be able to do that this time. There's just too much information that you need to be aware of. We don't have a lot of time to make you aware of those things, and so it's going to be really important that you watch this video in its entirety, as well as coming back and watching the second video soon in its entirety. What I want to begin with is just to walk you through the timeline of events that's going to get us ready for the new building. The first thing you need to be aware of is on Wednesday, March 9th, all right? I'm recording this on a Wednesday. It's 1 week from today, depending upon when you watch this. But on Wednesday, March 29th, at our river service, we're going to have a special river service in which we're actually going through the new building and the existing building and prayer walking the ground. So it'll be kind of a special prayer river service in which we are specifically praying for the new building. Now, after that, we're going to have 2 open house opportunities for all of our church members and families to come and to walk through the new building, to see their new rooms, to see what rooms their children, their teenagers are going to be in, kind of just an open house you can walk through and see it all. The 2 dates for that are going to be April 5th, 6 to 7:30 p.m. All right, that's going to be a Wednesday night. Instead of doing the river that night, it will be this open house event. Wednesday night, April 5th, 6 to 7:30, and Saturday, that next Saturday afternoon, April 8th, from 4 to 6 p.m. So 2 options for families depending upon which one works better for your schedule. You have a Wednesday night option, April 5th, and a Saturday kind of late afternoon option on April 8th. There'll be an opportunity for you to come in. We'll have a layout of the new building, first floor and second floor, with what room all of our community groups are going to be in. All of the adult groups will have the room assignments there where your group will be meeting once you get back into the new building. It'll have the room assignments from our preschool, from infants all the way through teenagers. So you'll know if you're a parent or parents that are within your groups will know exactly where they need to go to drop off their kid, what room their kid will be meeting in. You'll get to see all of that and have all of that kind of figured out before you actually show up on April 9th for the first Sunday in the new building, all right? So those open houses will be helpful for you. if for whatever reason you're not able to attend one of those open houses, we're going to go ahead. I don't have it ready for you right now, but hopefully by the end of next week, I can email you an electronic version of that map that has all the room numbers and the layout of the new building, and we'll have the room assignments for your group on there. So even if you're not at the open house, you can still know where your adult group and the children groups are going to meet. So the open houses will be on April 5th and April 8th, and then of course the grand opening will be Sunday, April 9th. That'll be the first time that all our community groups will be meeting back on campus in their new rooms. A normal service or normal schedule that morning, 2 services, 9:30 and 11, 3 community group hours, 8:15, 9:30, and 11. We're going to come back that night of April 9th, and we're going to have a special evening of celebration. Man, we have seen the Lord do some really neat things throughout this construction project, and even all of the various obstacles that we've been up against in this project. Man, the Lord has saw us through all of them and has provided, and we want a night where we can just come and we can fellowship and sing and celebrate everything that God has done. And so we'll have a special evening of celebration on the night of April 9th, beginning at 6 o'clock p.m. We'll have dinner together. We'll have some barbecue sandwiches, and we'll eat together following that. Starting around 7, we'll be on our new back patio and in the new foyer, an opportunity to continue to eat and fellowship with each other. All right? So those are some of the major events that will be leading up to the grand opening on April 9th. Now, another logistical piece that you have to be aware of is 1 week after the grand opening on April 9th, of course, is April 16th, which is Easter. Now, I know I told you in our March video update that we're going to have kind of our normal Easter schedule, no community groups, 3 services. When we had that plan, we really didn't realize that we would actually be into this new building before Easter. But now that we do know that we're going to be in the new building, have the extra space before Easter, we decided that we're going to go back to a normal schedule on Easter morning. All right, so this is important. On Easter morning, April 16th, there's going to be 2 services, 9:30 and 11, instead of 3, and we will have community groups meeting on Easter morning. All right? Again, I know I communicated something differently last time I sent you one of these updates, but since then, the new information that we received was the building's ready. Y'all can move in actually before Easter. There's really 3 different reasons we're doing that, just kind of going back to a normal schedule for Easter rather than our modified 3-service schedule. The first is the whole reason we went to a modified schedule and canceled community groups on Easter was because our foyer was so small. Having groups come downstairs after they were done and coming out of the preschool children's area was creating this massive bottleneck on Easter where literally you were shoulder to shoulder and could barely move. With our expanded foyer, that's no longer a problem, and so there's really no reason logistically why we can't have community groups meeting that morning. So that's one reason. The other reason is, man, there's just been so much logistical transition and changes, community groups not meeting last summer, many groups being down at the high school. We felt it was important to have the week after the grand opening to just be logistically a normal Sunday, rather than to have everything launch on the 9th and then go back to a modified schedule on the 16th. We wanted Easter morning, the 16th, to just feel like at least logistically, a normal Sunday morning where everybody is kind of getting into the routine of what life is going to be like in the new building. Probably the biggest reason we decided to go back to a normal schedule was just because we recognized that there's been a lot of members of our church who used to be connected to community groups, but just because of the move to the high school and not meeting last summer, they have, over the past several months, become disconnected from community. But they'll be here on Easter, and it would just be a shame not to give them an opportunity to reconnect with their community group on a morning that they're most likely going to be here, Easter morning. And so for that reason, primarily, we wanted to make sure that we had community groups meeting and active, and hopefully between the grand opening on the 9th, Easter on the 16th, having community groups both of those mornings, it will be a great opportunity to get a lot of our members who have become disconnected or who have never been connected to our community group. So Easter, April 16th, will be a normal Sunday morning schedule. 2 services, 9:30 and 11. 3 community group hours, 8:15, 9:30, and 11. In conclusion, let me just give you a couple other just kind of random fire practical information you need to be aware of as we're moving into the new building. First of all, our campus is going to be a lot larger, all right? Parents will have to walk further to pick up their children before and after community group. It's going to be really important that your groups end on time, all right? You may be thinking, okay, the upstairs now belongs only to adults, and especially if I'm an 11 o'clock community group, if I go a little bit late, it's not going to be that big of a deal because there's not, a children's group or another group wanting to get into that room afterwards. But that's not the case. We still need you to be very diligent on concluding on time because the parents that are within your groups have to have enough time to walk all the way down to the location where they're going to be picking up their child. So Shepherd leaders, just be vigilant and do the best you can to start on time, to end on time as we move into the new building. The coffee bar will be back on April 9th, and so I know many of you have been missing the coffee or providing coffee for your group on your own. The coffee bar will be back on April 9th, so we can be excited about that. If you have families within your community group with preschoolers or small children, and if you're getting a lot of questions on, okay, what's check-in going to be like? Where do I pick my kids up at? Where do I drop them off at? What's all that going to look like? Please let them know that Karen and Pastor Jamie will be sending out video clips and emails and communication pieces that will be explaining to all of our families exactly what the policies and procedures are going to be regarding check-in and pickup for their children. Of course, they'll also have the open houses to kind of walk through all of that as well. All right. I think that covers everything that you need to know. I'm really excited that we're finally here, ready to move into our new building. Please take time to watch the second video. It is just as important as this video, as I want to talk to you in the next video about specifically how we're going to pursue members of our church and use the momentum of the new building as an opportunity to connect them to community. All right? If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email. Thank you so much, guys, for your flexibility throughout this entire project. You guys have been tremendous. Your attitudes, your spirits through all of this. Thank you, and we'll talk to you again in the next video.